No.
You can do an adult adoption.
Oh.
And it's actually fairly easy.
Oh, so I'm going to put up an ad. We will be screening at Morton Steakhouse.
Welcome back to the Unrestricted, folks. Vex, the Bulldog, Bob.
Howdy.
What's up, everybody?
How are we doing?
Man, I don't know what it is, but I woke up the other day and I was just ready for football to begin.
It's coming.
But it's just not here yet, and it's kind of pissing me off. Like, I want it to be here now.
It is here. Watch some preseason football.
Yeah, right. I
know you're betting on it, so don't fucking pretend.
Absolutely not.
So if you bet 100 on the Cowboys, you can win 327.
Well, why would I do that?
Because 327 is way better than 100.
Well, yeah. Okay, that's a good reason. No, I don't want to watch the game. If you bet on it, you have to watch the game.
You know why I watched? To see the smallest player in the NFL run buckshot on the Jaguars.
Did he do well?
Deuce is loose.
Yeah.
They can't see him.
It
like,
helps.
Seriously.
It helps.
He's like, peekaboo. He hides smartly, and then he's got a spin move. He's got quicks. He had 3 guys pursuing him. He stops quick, spins, and they all run into each other. It was like watching a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
That sounds like Dante Hall.
No, well,
the human joystick.
It's a lot like his man Sproles.
Yeah.
Except for Sproles was an inch taller.
And
our boy's 5'5", 180.
Yeah, Darren Sproles was thick.
So is Vaughn.
Yeah?
Yeah.
5'5", 180? I mean, I guess that's a little thick.
Well, I mean, you're 5'6", 210. And you're a thick old boy.
Facts. Have you been watching these games then?
I'm a junkie for the Cowboys.
I guess so. You couldn't pay me to watch a Cowboys preseason game.
Well, I'm not gonna, so don't worry about
this
it.
This podcast is still yet unsponsored.
I've watched more women's soccer in the last week than I have Cowboys preseason.
Oh, easily.
I actually watched the England-Australia semifinal match.
Yeah, I did too. It was awesome. And I watched a quarterfinal match between Australia and France. It was great.
Yeah. The Aussies should have won that game. Their striker, Kerr, had a couple opportunities. Yeah. Fuck the English.
Oh, well. Kind of forgot where I was going after all of
Preseason
that.
football.
Oh, I know what it is that's making me feel like football should be here.
We're going to get down to like 92 degrees this week?
That's part of it, yeah. The cold front that's imminent, yeah. It's that I dropped my son off at, his first day of school the other day. And now it's like, okay, school's on. How about football too at night? And no, still got to wait damn near a month.
Well, what
you
sucks
can
is
watch Russell Wilson tonight.
No.
School.
Is he going to play?
He's been on a paleo diet.
What does that even mean?
Apparently he's trying to lose the weight that we've made fun of about last year.
Yeah. For a guy who's as self-centered as he is, it's sort of amazing that he let himself go in the last 3 years the way he has.
He got paid so much money, he didn't give a shit, guys.
I know, but he's like Mr. Instagram, right?
That's part of his brand.
Yes, exactly. You would think that being fat wouldn't be part of his brand.
Hey, it worked for the fat boys. That was the brand.
Fat boys are back. And you know that we'll never be whacked.
And it looks like Sean Payton is trying to protect the fragile psyche of a man making hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Payton better do good because he was talking a bunch of shit.
No kidding.
They're not going to do good. They're in a fight for who's going to win third and fourth in that division.
They sure are.
They're not overtaking the Chargers or the Chiefs.
I don't think so.
No.
More likely to slip the Chargers than the Chiefs. Chiefs aren't taking a step back. Sticking with football, I feel like the biggest thing in the NFL going right now is the Michael Orr story.
Maybe.
No? Are you following?
Well, the national media is shoving it down our throats for sure. Biggest question is...
the movie was an Oscar winner.
It won an Oscar?
Well, she won Best Actress.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
So,
Way to go, Sandy.
Yeah.
Now, the craziest thing is, how come a 37-year-old still has a conservatorship?
It's a great question.
That's a Britney Spears thing. Oh, she's in the news, too. She's getting a divorce. Can you believe it?
She's available.
Oh, so you're saying there's a chance.
And that's actually one of his things. Apparently, he got a reputation from that movie of being a slow dullard, which he actually isn't. He's not a developmentally disabled big man.
Okay.
So that's part of it. And well, I mean, the story was that he was adopted. He was adopted. It was in the book. He was adopted. It was
They
in the
couldn't
Tui book. He was
adopt him
adopted.
because he was 18.
That's actually incorrect.
No.
You can do an adult adoption,
Oh.
and it's actually fairly easy.
So I'm going to put up an ad. We will be screening at Morton Steakhouse.
It's really an interesting story, and the truth has got to lie somewhere in the middle because the two sides seem to have completely different versions of the same story.
Something happened.
Do you want to know what my feeling is?
You know I do.
And this goes to your Britney Spears thing. I think there's some mental illness somewhere in this story.
With him? With
I
them?
I don't know. It could be on either side, but like there's no possible way that you can have two stories of the same events that are so antithetical to each other.
Ding, 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 ding. 50-cent piece word. Look at
Without
the
there
brains.
being just a little bit of crazy.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I'm being honest, I think if I had to put my chips on a side, I think maybe is Michael Orr like maybe a little crazy? I don't know. I'm just asking.
There is allegations of evidence that the Tuies have that lead to that conclusion. There has been some communications from him to the family, allegedly, demanding money out of them, demanding they pay him, and basically a little bit of extortion and blackmail. The little kid who looks so cute in the movie apparently has texts from Michael Orr, allegedly.
If it is true what Orr is alleging, that the money from The Blind Side went to the Tuies' naturally born kids, not Michael Orr, their adopted or eventually adopted.
Conservatored.
Yeah.
Conservatored?
Yeah, sure.
Conservatored.
Conservatory child. Yeah. If in fact it did not go to Michael Orr, but only to their kids, well, obviously that's kind of a crock of shit, right?
Right.
Like that's horse Tui.
Look at him.
Thank you. It came to me. I'm bright and shiny this morning.
Well, no, they said that they made $700,000 off the movie and they split it amongst everyone, including Michael.
That's what they say, but he says no, right?
Right.
I don't know.
But time out. $700,000 divided by 5. He made over $22 million playing football.
I thought it was over 30.
Maybe.
Well, either way, it seems like a pretty small chunk of change compared to what he earned playing football,
Agreed.
right?
Agreed.
I'm telling you, there's something more to this story. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop on it.
Well, the Wakandans were right about colonizers.
You know, the most ridiculous thing to come out of the Michael Orr story is the guy who played Michael Orr in the movie is saying that Sandra Bullock ought to have her Oscar taken away
Because of this?
because of this.
Because the acting was all false.
Yes. What?
The emotions were not real.
What?
Wow.
I mean, how far from reality is
she
that?
she played a role. It's not like she will put on a prosthetic nose and playing Bernstein.
Spider-Man is a liar.
I'm wondering if this guy doesn't think Sandra Bullock is actually his mom. Like, how dumb is this guy? The actor.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but it's the guy who played Michael Orr. The Spurs schedule got released yesterday.
Yes.
Pretty exciting for a team that had 0 nationally televised games last year to go from 0 to what, 19?
And we tip off the NBA season
Yeah. Pretty big on opening night.
against the Mavs.
That just goes to show that it's all about marketing, man.
Of course it is. But we've known that about, I mean, look, David Stern, the guy who essentially built the NBA, built it on the backs of Magic and Bird, right?
Speaking
It's
of,
always
have
about
you been
marketing.
watching Showtime?
Uh,
The LA
Winning time.
winning
Okay,
time.
I'm like, wait, Showtime? I watch it late at night. if you know what I mean? What?
Catwoman. No, there's a show on HBO about it's winning time.
Winning time.
It's
I haven't watched it. I don't know what
well,
about
the
it kind of
shit that
turns
you
me off.
watch, You need to watch this.
Oh, dude, I saw the best sports documentary I have seen in a long time. I'll have to think of the last great one that I saw.
Which,
Oh, I can think of it. What was the what was the true story of the guy? Free Solo.
oh, that was badass.
Oh my God.
This was the best sports documentary I have seen since Free Solo. It's called The Deepest Breath.
Is it about free
Free
divers?
divers?
It's about free diving.
Oh,
Those guys are fucking crazy.
They're
Well,
nuts.
this is particularly about the women's free diving. It's got men
okay.
in
Those
it too.
girls are nuts.
Holy shit!
I think that's one sport where if you decide to change genders, it doesn't matter. If you want to do that, I don't care what genitalia you have.
Well,
or
the
don't
women
have.
compete very favorably against the men
Do they
in
have
that
bigger lungs?
in that competition. I don't know. They never got into it. Whether there's something genetically that allows the women to compete sort of head to head alongside the men, but they don't. They still have separate categories, but the world records are really close. So,
When you have it.
it is fascinating. Let me tell you what. If I have any fingernails left after having watched that movie, my wife was like sweating. Her teeth were sweating watching this movie.
I don't think that can happen.
I'm telling you, it was intense. It's on Netflix. It's called Deepest Breath. It is amazing. And little known fact that neither of you probably know about me. I used to be able to hold my breath for like a super long time, like almost 4 minutes.
Until you started smoking 2 packs a
No,
day?
this was even while I smoked. Yeah, I know. I have like crazy, like underwater hold my breath powers. Okay. Watching these people go over 100 meters for several minutes, 100 meters straight down, mind you, into the great blue holes that are all over the world. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm telling you, it still makes me sweat just thinking about this movie. Absolutely go watch it.
When your safety divers for those things are actually taking risks with their own lives because of the mixes they're diving on, shit's serious. I wouldn't dive down to 400 feet.
That is a big part of the movie, is the safety divers. And I won't give much away, but that is a big, big part of the movie. The safety divers, by the way, are not scuba people. They have to be snorkel people. And here's why. Scuba people, if they go down and they rescue the person who's holding their breath,
They have to pressurize.
they have to depressurize
Yeah,
on the way up.
Yeah.
Right.
So they don't get the bends.
Yeah. So they can't fly up really fast to help the divers save themselves. It has to be another snorkeler.
And it is such a specialized area of scuba diving to be able to dive down to 100 meters.
Yes. So even the
insane.
safety people on their own volition are some of the greatest divers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. It is absolutely intense. I hope you guys go watch it. It's
Well, you don't go watch it. You go home and turn it on.
well, that's the best part about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not really a spectator sport.
It is not. It is not. It is not.
Hey, wow, nice water.
Yeah.
So Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, getting back to football,
Oh yeah.
Elliott found the home.
Is that a good thing for him?
I don't know. He's going to get paid $3 million.
That's where running backs go to die.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
I mean, they're not going to. He's going to play there for a year, maybe 2 years. But who's the guy that went and fucking crushed it? He played with
Garrett Blunt.
He did well there for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Leonard Fournette.
Yep, he had a little run there. And then there's another guy that played for Cincinnati.
Oh,
Corey Dillon.
Yeah.
He ran for like 2,300 yards once there.
That was a long time ago.
Same fucking coach.
Yeah, but mostly doesn't he just split it up amongst a bunch of guys? And
He
they
will.
still have Ramondre Stevenson.
He's going to score 12 touchdowns again.
You think?
Yeah, short yardage.
I'm with Richie on this. And Belichick's Belichick's not going to use him as a bell cow. He's just going
No.
to use him as a cog in the machine. And one of the cogs that Elliott
Short
fills
yardage.
is that short yardage.
Oh,
crap.
my God.
Plus
Can I
he's-
take the under on all of the smack y'all are talking?
I don't know if
I
it's
bet-
smack. It's
but
not
I
like
think-
we love the Patriots.
I think Zeke has a
Or
season
Elliott.
where we all get to the end and go, well, that wasn't worth $3 million.
I don't.
That's my guess.
I don't.
No.
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 Okay. We got a dinner bet on this, boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get to the end of
But
the year.
Mexican food, nothing fancy.
Okay. Hey, LaFonda says, hey, Mexican food
I
can be
was
fancy.
thinking more Blanco Cafe, but
Some good quesadillas.
some Dillas.
Hey, you know what? Sorry, we glossed over the Spurs. We glossed over.
He got a new haircut.
Who did?
Our boy.
Oh, Victor.
Yes.
I thought you meant Zeke because he got a new haircut too.
Yes, he
Yes.
did too. See, I think
He
he
looks
means
sharp.
Yeah, he means business.
But I feel like
Still
isn't
got all that shit in his nose.
isn't that a
but
Patriots rule?
like a Steinbrenner thing?
Yeah, like a Steinbrenner.
I don't know.
thing.
They had a fucking murderer that killed himself in prison.
They
on their
didn't seem to
team.
care about that.
Yeah.
But they care about hair, I think.
So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So talking about the Spurs schedule, they open up on ESPN, and in their first 12 games, they're on TNT, NBA TV, ESPN, TNT, ESPN. So you talk about a team that was in the basement now getting a whole crap ton of national attention.
That's awesome. It is awesome for the Spurs.
I think it's good for the NBA. I think
No
it's good for
Christmas
the
Day
Spurs.
game, but that's to be expected. That's for the greatest of the great, right? And how long's the rodeo road trip?
3.5 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah, but how many games?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
I
I
can't
thought you were
parse that
looking
schedule.
at it.
I mean, I'm looking at the schedule, but I don't know when the rodeo is. I don't
Oh.
have it like burned into my brain like you
Oh, okay.
fucking Puro San Antonio assholes.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Staying with basketball, if I called my employer a liar in the news, do you think that would go over well?
Normally, you'd no longer be working there. Unfortunately, the liar in question has said we're not getting rid of you.
Daryl Morey is not going to trade James Harden for a bucket of spit. Like, that's just not how Daryl Morey and the Philadelphia 76ers operate. And James Harden came out and flat out called him a liar. Not once, repeated himself, called him a liar twice.
What is in the water in Philadelphia that none of their stars are ever happy there?
I don't know. It's a great question because that whole organization has been a mess for a long time. And it's, one of the pantheon of great organizations in the NBA, right? I mean, I grew up with the Sixers being great, with Dr. J and Mo Cheeks and Moses Malone. I mean, they were good for a really, really long time. And then that begat the Iverson era. And I mean, they've just been relevant for a very long time. And they are just a mess. They can't get out of their own way.
Is it the town? Is it the fans?
It's a great question because you can't necessarily just say it's the management or it's the ownership because they've had multiples of both over that span. So I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Philadelphia fans are assholes.
Yeah.
It seems to be the only constant in the equation.
Yeah.
And it's and in all fairness, it's a hard scrabble town. And they lay basically their entire lives. They live vicariously through their sports teams.
What does Joel Embiid think about this? He can't look at this and say, oh, man, my career, which is, kind of up in the air right now, and his legacy is certainly up in the air. I mean, he has an MVP, and that's it, right? I mean, he has no major accomplishment on his resume. And he's looking at his second best player, his running mate, wanting to be traded and basically saying he doesn't have value and he's probably going to get traded for parts.
Yeah, Joel Embiid is crying in bed going, this is no longer the happiest place on earth.
And he's got one more year. And then what? He's got to be out of there, right?
Find a better place.
1 year of purgatory for Joel Embiid. I mean, if Harden gets traded for parts, doesn't Joel Embiid come out the very next day and say, I want out too. I'm not going to waste a season of my life, playing with a bunch of role players. No thanks.
Yeah, and apparently, no matter what Morey wants to say, once a player says, I want out,
They always get out.
they always get out.
Every single time. We know this about the NBA.
Has Harden ever won a championship?
No.
So fuck that guy.
Well, neither.
He doesn't know how to play nice.
No, he doesn't.
He's gone everywhere. He's fun to watch, but he's infuriating.
He's infuriating to
He's-
watch. I don't think he's very fun.
Who's more cancerous, Harden or
Kyrie?
Kyrie?
I don't know, but there's a reason that both of them are seemingly perpetually on the open market.
Yeah, they both need to go in that smash ball league.
Slam ball?
Yeah.
Oh God, you watch Lynch commentate?
Yes, Lynch and Des Bryant are
Lynch, like
commentators.
John Lynch?
Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, Marshawn Lynch. Oh,
It makes that thing must see.
really?
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch is a commentator? What
With
channel
Des
is it?
Bryant.
That is awesome. I'll bet that's
Des
almost,
Bryant's in all black with a black cowboy hat.
Isn't that almost unintelligible? I mean, I'm just asking.
It's pretty great.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. What channel is this even on?
It's on the ESPN network and not even the Ocho. It's on the main network.
It's on the Siete.
No way. No way. Is it fun? Is it fun to watch?
It's yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's slam ball.
Yeah. It's like American Gladiators with ex-basketball players.
I read something about the original, the guy who originally invented it, and the machinations of him coming up with
Ding,
the
ding,
floor.
ding, ding, ding. Second 50-cent word.
And apparently the first floor he built was like plywood.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And he put the players out there and they just went
Thud.
splat.
Knees were just
Yes.
exploding.
Oh, whoops.
We're going to have to go back to the lab
Yeah,
on
back
this.
to the drawing
We're
board.
going to need a bigger floor.
Ugh.
What else you guys got this week?
We didn't even talk about Sochan's hair. Or excuse me.
Oh, Victor's hair,
I
which
think
is
it looks
made to look
better.
like Sochan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah.
He looks good.
And it looks like he's gained a little weight,
Did you see? Yeah, it does.
which is what
That's important.
we need.
Did you see the video of him with the cam like on his head doing layups and doing passing drills and blocking shots where you get the
The
point
cam
of
was
view?
on his head.
Yeah, so
I'm
you get
surprised the camera didn't get altitude sickness.
yes.
It stopped working.
It's like it's literally shot from his eyeballs
His
point of view. It is absolutely fascinating, particularly to watch him make a layup.
Because he's above the rim.
Without getting off the ground, he is at the rim.
He's just looking at the rim.
Yes, dude.
Basketball would be so easy, Jeff.
I can't imagine.
If I was that tall,
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
it'd be so easy.
He blocks a guy's shot, and like the guy's dribbling underneath him, and it's literally underneath him. Are you watching
I'm
it?
watching it. This is awesome.
It really is. It's almost make believe.
Ugh.
Am I right?
Well, what's incredible at this? He's not wearing the cam. He's holding his effing phone.
Oh, is that what he's doing? Okay.
which is even more incredible. He only has one hand.
yes.
When
And
you're
he's-
that tall, that's all you need.
He's catching passes with just one hand, like you catching a Nerf.
Well, I was really known for batting the ball down.
yes.
Defensive
Stubby
mindset.
fingers, just
Yeah.
bat it down.
Yeah, T-Rex hates push-ups, and we're just bat it down.
Isn't that a great video?
That is a great video.
Yeah, check it out online. Also, like and subscribe, folks. We'll be back next week with another episode of The Unrestricted.
Yep, we'll finally get to some football
Thank
that
God.
you'll watch.
Dun,
Yes.
dun, dun, dun.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move.